everything you need to know about Universal Khaki, the Sherwin-Williams 2026 Paint Color of the Year. So hey, if we haven't met yet before, my name is Tracy, also known as Porch Daydreamer, and I'm a paint color and paint expert. For 8 years, I have been reporting on all of the paint color trends and predicting what I see in the future. What I can tell you is I did not predict a neutral being Sherwin-Williams Color of the Year for 2026. I was thinking more like a deep dark red or a dusty purple, but hey, sometimes even the experts get it wrong. I thought in this video I would walk you through exactly why Universal Khaki is going to be trending in 2026, and trust me, now that you've seen it, you're going to notice it's literally showing up everywhere. And then also I thought I'd mix in some of my paint color expertise and pull together 7 different color combinations so you can see how you can use Universal Khaki really in any room in the house, and also pair it with different colors from home accessories to painted furniture. So the first thing I thought I'd talk to you about is light reflectance value. And basically all that means is it's a scale from 0 to 100. 0 means there is no light being reflected. So those deep dark colors are usually around a 6 or an 8. They absorb all the light. Or 100. So 100 means it's going to reflect all the light. So where does Universal Khaki sit? When you look at an overall paint strip, so this is going to be the highest light reflectance value, and this is going to be the lowest light reflectance value. Universal Khaki sits right in the middle at a light reflecting value of 40. So it's a true mid-tone color. So knowing that Universal Khaki has a light reflectance value of 40 is really important, because that means it's definitely on the darker side, so it's going to absorb more light. The other thing I want you to pay attention to is the undertone. Neutral paint colors are really the toughest when it comes to undertones, because truly, white is never just white. There's always a little color underneath that's going to shine through, whether it's pink, it's blue, it's green, or it's purple. So what color shines through when you pair this with white? Green. And that green undertone comes into play in different rooms and the way that they face and the lighting that they get. What I would like you to do is get out your phone, get out the compass on your phone, point it in the direction where the majority of windows are and where the light is coming into the room. Is it mainly north or is it mainly south? If your room faces north, that's a much cooler undertone light that's going to be coming through the windows. That is going to pull out more of the sagey green undertones in Universal Khaki. Or on the flip side, if the majority of your windows face south, it's going to bring in a warm, glowy light, which is going to make Universal Khaki look more beige. Now, the cool thing is Universal Khaki can be used in any room in the house. It doesn't matter if it's a bedroom, a living room, an entryway, or kitchens. You could even use Universal Khaki on the cabinets in your kitchen with white walls for a fun and interesting look. But this is really where my expertise comes into play: color combinations. Ooh, hold on a second. It's been a long day. These are my go-to trim colors. I think you're going to be surprised. I literally pulled different whites to go with Universal Khaki depending on the accent color. All the colors that I'm going to be using in combination with Universal Khaki, I found in the 2026 color mix forecast. So again, if you want to go into my deep dive review, I'll have that linked below. First up is the Coastal Cottage paint color palette. Universal Khaki is acting as the sandy backdrop. Watery is the blue accent paired with white snow trim to make it all pop. I see this Coastal Cottage color palette paired with linen slip-covered sofas, driftwood furniture, gold lighting, and lots of woven rattan baskets. I think it's absolutely beautiful and give you an updated Coastal Cottage look. Next up is my Old Money color palette, mixing Universal Khaki with dark auburn and West Highland white for the trim. This, I think, Ralph Lauren, rich, luxurious, mixed with leather furniture, brass hardware. That whole Ralph Lauren revival is in full swing with that very traditional layered fabric look, and this color palette is gonna hit it perfectly. So this one's a little bit different, but kind of in the same vein. I'm calling this rustic Luxe. So this is Universal Khaki as the anchor. This is Henna Shade as the accent and Sun Bleached as the trim color. So this is a much warmer, earthy palette. I literally got inspiration from a room I saw in Ballard Designs. Rich cognac leather furniture with a heavy patterned cabbage rose drape. What was super cool was a velvet chair in this henna shade popped all of the colors together with Universal Khaki on the walls. This color palette may be a bit surprising. I'm calling it Updated Classics because when you look at this color, it looks like a deeply saturated navy blue with a hint of green. Ironically, it's called Tarragon, and I don't know why Sherwin-Williams thinks this looks like a green, but I'm calling it blue. It looks absolutely gorgeous paired with Universal Khaki and then popped up with a bright white trim called Snowbound. I see this in a modern coastal environment. So think like Studio McGee with a beautiful oriental rug, vintage artwork, black iron light fixtures, and either a white or leather sofa paired with it. For my friends who like a more monochromatic color scheme and a neutral color scheme, here is the perfect color palette for you called Soft Sophistication. I love a monochromatic color palette. So all that means is we are using lighter tones of neutral colors paired together. Universal Khaki with cream and sugar, and topped it off with a trim color called Cold Foam. Got a little coffee vibe happening here. I just love how soft and beautiful this would be, especially if you have a south-facing room. Like a bedroom would look warm and glowy. You like that whole restoration hardware look. This would be a great color combination paired with dark blacks, neutral rugs, and neutral furniture. So this is for my minimalistic girlies. Only 2 more color palettes to go, and I'm calling this one Secret Garden. I paired Universal Khaki with Garden Gate, all highlighted with extra white for that bright white trim. So if you like that maximalist vibe with dark vintage furniture, botanical prints, then this color palette is for you, all highlighted with brass or gold lighting fixtures or hardware. And last but not least, I can't ignore my boho lovers. I'm calling this, what am I calling this? Modern boho. This is for my friends who love West Elm or even mid-century modern. It's a very minimalistic palette mixing Universal Khaki with limestone, all punched up with pure white trim. This really is a nice anchoring, grounded, warm but neutral feel. You can pair it with black, dark green, any of those deep saturated colors. Okay, so there is a color that Sherwin-Williams was recommending with Universal Khaki that I don't like it. It's called Chiffon. So yes, Universal Khaki is a neutral, but I don't like it paired with this chiffon yellow. So I'm saying no to chiffon yellow. So if I've got you convinced that Universal Khaki may be the color for you, Tracy's tips for picking out the perfect paint color. By the way, linked in the description box below, I have a great class. It's for free that you can sign up for while you picked the wrong paint color. And I'm going to give you some of those tips right now. The best way to sample a paint color is always going to be against white. So if at all possible in your room, please try to sample it against white by using poster board or even painting the wall white. That way you'll get a completely true read of what the color looks like in your room. The other tip I have for you is definitely peel and stick samples are the coolest thing. I'll link my favorites from Sample Eyes down below. I have my own Porch Daydreamer paint color picks that are from my house that you can check out. Peel and stick samples are cool because you can take them off, move them around, and try them on different walls because paint colors are going to look different based on what type of lighting they're going to get. Other thing I like to do is to always hold my paint sample up against any fabrics in the room or also up against any wood finishes or other painted finishes to see how that color changes to make sure you still love it. I'd like to test throughout a week different lighting conditions if it's a rainy day, at night, on a sunny day, from morning until night, do I still love this color? If the answer is yes, then it's a go, and you found your perfect paint color. I hope you love this rundown of Universal Khaki Sherwin-Williams 2026 Paint Color of the Year. If you love this video, please like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell. And I hope to see you in another video soon.